So what's up, guys? So I just want to do a video on PC versus console. I actually played console for 9 years, and I've recently made the switch to PC. I had a PC account besides this one, but it might be lucky if it has 1,000 battles on it over the years. I got a Steam Deck, and I thought, well, maybe I can play tanks on it. So I ended up going with a Steam PC account, which is what I play on now. Um, Recently got the Super Conqueror. It's cool, right? Luckily, I won the skin over Christmas. But you know, I just wanted to illustrate the differences between the two platforms and which one is really better. Uh, you'll know whenever you start in on PC if you've already been a console player. Console is like snapshotting. It's all about snapshot, and the way you play is a lot more. Um, I guess it's more aggressive and it's a little bit quicker. Although PC, I believe, is speeding up just in the short time I've been playing it. Um, Especially with the new BZ 176 and stuff like that. People are playing more aggressive. Um, First thing you notice whenever you come into PC from console is it feels like there's no tanks. At least for me, it felt like there was no tanks. Um, the way console has it all set up, you can go into a tab and it'll show you every. It's a tech tree like this, but they also have another tab, like say it goes across the top. At least when I was last playing it, it has another tab that's for like mercenary tanks and another tab for um, premium tanks, and it shows everything on there. They may not all be available, but it shows all the premium tanks. That's one thing that PC doesn't really do. I mean, they have these ones here, but there's obviously other premium American vehicles than what's listed here. Um, and they only come up so often. A lot of times you can't even buy them all, which is really, I guess, console does the same kind of things, but not to the extent PC does. Um, so that was big deal to me because I actually felt like there just wasn't a big selection on PC. Now that I've been playing it, I know differently. There's actually a pretty good selection on PC. Um, and I actually think the tanks are more refined. They are better looking. The graphics are better if you have a PC that can run them uh, at a higher setting. The gameplay is it is slower, but it's not a lot slower. And really, that depends on the class of vehicle you're running. I like heavies myself. Um, I've only played what, a couple thousand battles. Yeah, under 3,000 battles so far. And I have unlocked the Tier 10 E5, the IS-7, the Super Conqueror, and the VZ-55, and the 60 TP. I've unlocked those lines. And then I have quite a few premium tanks as well now. But with PC comes more complexity, and especially in the crew. Last time I was playing console, the crew was just one dude, and you could train them up, give them perks and stuff like that. Whereas the crew on PC individually, they're trained. You can pick different skills individually, and really it's a longer grind. I feel like World of Tanks is good at that, right? Finding things for you to grind. Um, it's it's a lot more. strategic in the gameplay. Although not completely, because console has its own setup, if you will. The maps are a little bit different, and I find myself going to places in PC where I'd go in console and I'll just get obliterated because the terrain's not the same. I've talked about this in another video, but um, the the battle passes are a lot alike. I do feel like you get a little bit more out of PC. The Tank Academy, I don't know if console has it. Like I said, I've played it for 9 years, so I don't know if you're new if you get to that option um, on console, but PC does have it, and I mean, there's some good rewards here. It's not, it's not exciting to me, so I haven't finished it. Um, the missions, I think, obviously they look different. It's just a list on console last I knew. And I think you get more out of the PC missions myself. And I do think PC is harder to like gain silver. Of course, console, and I haven't played for a few months, but the Cold War side of it was where you could really rack in the silver. If you had premium vehicles, you just go to the Cold War and play those and earn a few million real quick and go back to your World War II account, whatever they call it now, and buy whatever you want. And that's really how you play the system on console. Um, the premium stuff all works the same. I wish World of Tanks upped the silver and XP a little bit more for premium time, but it's kind of ridiculous if you're paying for premium time and you do a decent game and you lose credits. I don't why. I mean, if you're just out there spamming gold and not hitting anything, I understand, but if you hit every shot and you end up losing and you still, lose any credits at all after paying for premium time is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. Um, what else? Campaigns? I don't remember campaigns on console. Um, Depot, store. The store is different. I mean, both take, cash money, but it's all centered around gold on console. And you buy gold and then you can buy whatever you want with gold. Whereas PC, you can do like straight cash. It's not completely gold centered, Bonds, they don't have no bonds on console. I don't know if these tanks are any good. There might be a few in there, but I usually just buy improved equipment. But they're slow to earn, so I'm new to this. If you have any like suggestions or any cool ideas, let me know. The barracks is really annoying when you get started out on PC because you run out of room, and same with the garage slots. I've built mine up to where I have 69 available, and usually just win those. Or I think I've bought a few too when I was starting out, along with barrack spots. But the consumables, console has a consumable. I don't remember what it's called, but it can boost your DPM and everything when you activate it. That is not in PC, which I'm kind of glad. What else? It's just a better gameplay in my experience. It's more like console used to be. console used to be a lot like PC is now. A little bit slower. I feel like you got a little bit more, uh, for your money. As far as gameplay mechanics go, like I said, snapshotting, the everything's just slowed down a little bit. Um, one of the tanks in console, like the machine, that thing would just obliterate everything in this game. People call the chieftain on PC like as if it's the real chieftain, but I feel like the chieftain, I think it's the chieftain Mark 6 on console should be the real chieftain, right? Not the chieftain T95 or whatever they call it on here. Um, but I wish they had that tank in here. Um, so there are some tanks on console that I wish were on PC. And like I know the machine's a made up tank. It's like a mercenary tank. So I think it has like a TVP gun, an autoloader with a chieftain um, turret, and I can't remember if it's a German hull or not. But anyway, something like that is actually a blast. And people say, "Oh, that sounds like kiddo stuff." Well, what do you think the freaking BZ is now? You know, the thing's got rockets on it. What? Why? Why? Um, it is fun to play, but if we wanted like real life stuff, we're a long ways from that already. We already are. Okay. So, um, a lot of these things weren't never made. It was just a blueprint or an idea, or who knows where they came from. Um, so to say, well, we shouldn't have like tanks like the machine in PC. Well, I'd actually rather have a machine in here than this thing, personally. Um, although I like derpy guns, I also like autoloaders. I don't like them off if you're on the other end, though, right? So, the biggest thing is, do you want to slow down a little bit, have a little bit more of a challenge, and um, really have to actually aim most of the time? Or do you want to play like something quicker and snapshot, right? More snapshot focused, peek and shoot type stuff. And that is console. PC is a slower gameplay, but not by much, not a lot. Um, the graphics are better on PC. Uh, I would say they probably have around the same amount of tanks. Console might have a few more. The balancing system, I feel like uh, they're both got have their issues, right? Whenever you're in a tier 6 and you go against this thing, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Um, you don't stand a chance. But again, back in the day, they had the Death Star, and the Death Star would one shot anything around. Um, it was a lot of fun. I don't think you can get the waffle on here, can you? Actually, I haven't looked. You can get the waffle on console. No, there's no waffle on here. Although I think I remember hearing or reading somewhere that they used to have it on here, so there might still be some people with it. Um, or maybe it's a premium. I don't really know. That's the thing is you can tell they have different ideas. Xbox is more. Xbox is simpler in some ways. Like the stats. I love seeing the stats. And console used to have all that. It may now, but they would bring them in, and it was great. They'd have great details, and um, then the next update, it would be completely gone. It was like it never existed, and that would get really annoying, really annoying. That, and they used to have, I think you could have more perks for your commanders, uh, stuff like that. So I really haven't played console for what? I don't know, it's been a few months probably. I think I turned it on a couple times and just messed around, but it felt really awkward now. And yeah, I'd have to relearn that all over again. Uh, the mouse and keyboard is, really hard to get used to, but once you do, it's actually, I think, a better system. I am not a PC gamer, so it took me a little bit longer than a lot of people, I'm sure. Uh, I wish you could earn silver a little bit easier if you buy the premium account, okay, in PC. But other than that, I do feel like they give you quite a bit of freebies, and the chat system sucks. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I think you have to push like Q or something. I don't know if there's some trick to that. Anyone knows, let me know. But back when I was in a clan for just a little bit, we used TeamSpeak, and that was a lot better. Um, yeah, if I had to choose which one to play, even though I have a ton of tanks on console, I would still choose PC. And again, I have a laptop that I have hooked up to a big screen, so I can take that and I can play on the laptop, uh, on the couch. It's not as easy, and you kind of got to be playing to have fun, not competitively. Or I've played on the Steam Deck. It's not ideal, but actually my highest damage game was while playing on that Steam Deck, which was what 6,730 in the VZ51, which I know a lot of you guys have a lot higher stats than that, but um, I'm just starting out on PC, so I'll get there. Um, really, a lot of the base mechanics are the same. Um, as far as the community goes, I think they're about the same too. People say, well, consoles for the kids, and I would almost agree with them, but what's this thing? It's got rockets on it, right? I mean, I it, Blitz. I would say World of Tanks Blitz is very kiddie. Okay, not that there's not adults in there that are really good, but um, it's more geared towards that kind of play style. I know lots of older people that play console version, and really once you get above tier 6, you're not going to be seeing a lot of kids unless they're dedicated. There's not a lot of 8 or 10-year-olds that are going to fly up to tier 10. Once you get to say tier 8, you got to be somewhat dedicated because you're going to start getting up against some real competition and people that are playing more seriously. And you know, kids like instant gratification, and so do we, but as older adults. But it seems like older adults are gonna be more involved in the higher tiers. Um, Personally, I don't play a lot of tier 10 right now, and I play mostly 8s just because I'm grinding stuff a lot, and that's where you get a lot of your silver and a lot of your premium tanks are tier 8s. Um, and the one thing is, console, unless something's changed, you can't really pay your way to tier 10. Um, PC, there is a way to do it, I think, and it's through blueprints. You can't go buy blueprints from what I know. Um, you have to like go to this battle pass, whatever's on that time, and just cash it out. Purchase all the stages, and you would end up with a ton of blueprints, right? So you'd have to do that every time. You get 30 in this event, um, and other missions and stuff like that. You can get those blueprints, but in console, there's no real way to do that. So in PC, I guess you could skip ahead a little easier um, if you're going to fork out some cash. But there are, um, deals on console just like this that speed your way through a tech tree that month or whatever. Um, in that aspect, it's a lot the same. I just want to illustrate this one more time. The real difference is the speed of the game, which really is not much difference right now, but um, the speed of the game, the snapshots, and I think the graphics are a little better on PC. Though whenever I first started, I didn't really think so. Going back to console the other day, it felt not as good. Um, and there's more, I wouldn't say gimmicky things. There's more exterior options on PC. Last I checked, console doesn't have a lot of 3D options. You know, so yeah, I personally would stay with PC. I'm probably not going to play console much because it ruins my habits, um, which I'm trying to train myself out of now, um, and be more competitive. So anyway, it's all up to you. Do you want fast gameplay, or do you want a little bit slower and a little bit more challenging? And go with PC. Uh, though that's changing. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Like and subscribe for me, would you? Thank you.